Good morning everyone. We're off to Southampton to see the chaps from Slick Revolution. But it's a bit early, isn't it, Jasper? We're having a super quick supercharger stop because I need the loo. And also we're going to try and get some headphones for Jasper so that he can actually hear his tablet as we're going along. It's it's a long old drive for the poor kid, so normally we don't allow tablets in the car, but I'm relenting today. Jasper, what have you got there? Such a cool dude. Right, let's get cracking. I can't remember if I mentioned, oh yeah, I did mention, I remember now, yes, we're going to Slick Revolution, so you already know that. The weather, there's a bit of a question mark, it's quite damp. Still, at least there are plenty of chargers around the place for my car.
I'm starving, Dad.
You're starving? Okay, so we're going to get a quick bit of breakfast. We're actually early, believe it or not now. Not early, well, we had to, when we left my house, we had to leave early to avoid the traffic, and we were late to do that, but what that means is now we're like way early, so we're just gonna like fully juice up the car basically. Nissan Leaf driver's just turned up, and luckily we have literally just finished charging, although I would have unplugged for them anyway because we're here and it's starting to dry up, which is nice. So this seems like a good point to just explain what we're doing today. In short, the guys at Slick Revolution are desperate for some footage because it's been winter and they've not had any sort of content to put on their website and Instagram and stuff like that. Well, they've had some content, but you know, it's starting to dry up now. So they want to get out and take some shots. And we're just here for the fun of it, really. You know, Easter time, so awesome. And also I get to show them my amazing Pintail, which is just a brilliant board. I'm so happy with that board. Really, I am. Especially for the money. Cheap as chips, and yet seriously good fun. So yeah, we're gonna go off to sort of a local area where we can have a little bit of a board. Also, we'll just mention, from the point of view of charging, so we stopped twice to get here. Once because I needed the loo, and once because I wanted to charge the car, and also we had some time to kill anyway, because we had to leave early because of the traffic, like I said, and luckily the traffic was fine. So that's really all I've got to say about that. You know, I'm having to kind of get back into vlogging, because it is something that you kind of, it's a habit. And I fell out of the habit for a good couple of weeks. Oh dear. Some of that was Kerbal. Some of that was just sort of personal family situations, and a fairly large quantity of it was just generally being stressed about jury duty, which is ironic because I received a phone call just, was it 3 days ago, saying actually they've got too many people starting on the 16th of April, which is when I was going to be starting, and therefore do I want to defer it or be excused? And I was like, you know what, it's kind of a bit tricky with Jasper and everything, so we'll just excuse is probably the best solution there. So, you know, I feel like I've discharged my civic duty, whilst at the same time, apart from a couple of weeks of being stressed and feeling like I had a sort of cloud over my head, did not work well with my temperament, worrying about the sort of what ifs behind it. I'm afraid I worry about what ifs. Okay, enough moaning. Let's get cracking. That is quite some view. Love it.
I got on now.
Ah, and you're ready to go as well, are you? Fantastic. And I think the sun's coming out. Perfect. They're here for work because they're taking photos of their boards. Right, come on, cross over then.
Wait, I'm going to cycle now.
Oh, okay, be careful. Look, Winky, they're taking photos over there. Whoa, very cool, dude. You getting loads of good footage then?
Yeah, it's pretty good so far. Have you checked out Mike dancing yet?
Yeah, I haven't got any footage of it, but I've seen him doing a little bit. He seems to be liking this bit. Right, let's go behind these guys and be super careful always. Right, let them go first. No, wait, Jasper. It's only safe when there's somebody down there saying whether it's clear. But you've got to do it safely. If you were to hit a cyclist coming the other way... I actually just said goodbye to Robert. I didn't have time to get the camera out because Jasper just leapt on his bike and disappeared off. That kid is far, far too quick. He's going past your favourite bit. You just got to be careful, which for the most part you are. Right, let's go get some lunch. So that was fun. My board got totally caked in water, muddy water. There's some exciting things coming from Slick Revolution. I love the way they're always striving for the best board they can produce. We're home and we've got a McDonald's for supper, yay! And I ran the car down a lot lower than I normally do because I really did not fancy stopping on the way back. Firstly, I want to say, I know I'm having fast food, but we didn't really have a proper lunch, did we? We had like half a Costa sandwich each when it was kind of like halfway between breakfast and lunch. I have no idea what that is, Jasper. No idea whatsoever. I did want to say a few words about the drive because we stopped to charge twice on the way there and we didn't stop at all on the way back. And I think we did something like 280 miles in total over the whole day. About 140 each, no, 160, 165, yeah, okay, so probably did a bit over 300 miles in total. It was a long drive. I was aching on the way back, but because of the traffic, I wanted to just plough through and not stop. And that's what you really get with a big battery, is that flexibility.
Daddy, is that bit for me?
I needed to charge. My car will not do over 300 miles on one charge with any kind of a buffer at all. And you never want to run the battery down to nothing because at that point you're stuck without a car anymore. So that's no good. We don't do that. If you've got a really big battery, then you can stop and charge when you want. So for example, I desperately needed the loo about 40 minutes into the journey. Too many coffees to wake me up in the morning, I guess. It was early though. But the fact that it has a big battery means that I could chuck in 30 miles of extra range. Then we stopped for the sort of brunch because we were running a little bit early at that point. Again, it wasn't a wasted stop. It wasn't a wasted stop because we had some food, but it wasn't a wasted stop from a charging point of view. I think it put in about 50, 60 miles and probably a bit more than that, maybe 70 miles. Between the two of them, it put in about 100 odd miles and the car started with 220. So my maths isn't right there. So it must have put in more miles. The charging must have put in more miles, I guess. And also the driving has been really quite efficient. Now that the weather has warmed up a little bit, it is amazing. Wow, I tell you, I think the 21-inch wheels with that sort of summer compound tyres, they seem even more susceptible to hot and cold. Well, in particular, more susceptible to damaging range when it's cold than the 19 do. And I think that's because the rubber is less flexible when it's cold and more flexible when it's warm, but I'm not sure. Maybe a tyre expert among my wonderful viewers can, shed some light on the subject in the comments. Right, we're going to eat up. I'm going to try and get back into daily vlogging because I like doing it daily, but there's no but. I like doing it daily. I am going to wrap it up for today though, because I spent, I don't know what, 3.5 hours to get... I've spent a good sort of 6 hours in the car today driving, which means that my available time for editing up this video is, considerably smaller than it would be if we stayed at home or gone somewhere local. So, I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog post. If you have, remember to like it, share it, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram or Twitter or both, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next instalment of my now back to daily vlog. Bye. And then head on to Southampton, which isn't far now.
Now it's Fulham.
No, it's Southampton, and it's
Now
not
it's
far.
the beach.
Oh yeah,
It's the beach, Daddy.
Firstly, it's not the beach, and secondly, it's not exactly beach weather.